I first realized that there was something not quite right. My husband and I had decided we were going to try to have another baby, and things just didn't happen as fast as they did. In the fall, I had gotten sick. Just kind of flu bug hit our house, and it just took me forever to get back on my feet, and I was tired. And then as we were trying to have another baby, I just noticed things just weren't normal with my body. So I started doing research online, because everybody knows that's the best place to do medical research is on the internet. And I looked and I realized that I had a lot of symptoms of a thyroid issue. So I went to my doctor and asked for a thyroid test, because I figured it'd be pretty easy to treat. And all my thyroid tests came back normal, but my blood counts came back off. So I told my doctor, we'd been sick, and he's like, yeah, you probably just had a virus and it suppressed your bone marrow. You'll just bounce back, give it time. A few months later, I found out that I was pregnant, and I had blood work done again, and my blood counts had dropped even more. And again, he assured me that it wasn't really anything serious, but he sent me to a specialist, and the specialist looked at all my blood work, and he just flat out told me, he said, you don't have leukemia, which I didn't even bring it up. He told me right there, you don't have leukemia, you have an autoimmune disease called ITP. So if I got cut or, during delivery, I was at risk for bleeding. We tried some other treatments and nothing worked. All the standard treatments for ITP didn't help me. I was starting to get really frustrated and fearful. I ended up having a baby 3 weeks early. She just came on her own. And at that time, my platelets had dropped to 20,000, which is a critical level. The doctor, when my baby was a week old, told me that I was in danger of bleeding into my brain or my major organs for no reason. Like a fall could kill me, that I could just start spontaneously bleeding. So I was a nervous wreck. I was afraid to sleep, and I had a new baby, I had 2 small kids, and I just didn't know what to do. So one day I was thinking, gosh, I should probably get a second opinion. So we ended up getting into the Cleveland Clinic kind of last minute, and when I took my records there, the doctor looked at them and he said, you don't have ITP. And he did blood tests. He took over 20 vials of blood and did a bone marrow biopsy. And a week later, I found out that I had leukemia. But the type that I have is pretty rare, and it's a chronic leukemia, but it's something that I'll deal with for the rest of my life. So when my baby was 5 weeks old, I went through chemotherapy. It was a week-long, 24 hours a day, 7-day drip of chemo, so I was gone all week. It was the first time I'd ever been away from my kids, so it was mentally hard. But slowly I got back on my feet, and today I feel pretty good. I still have, leukemia. I'll always have it, but just taking one day at a time. And part of the reason I'm involved with the Leukemia Society is hopefully one day there will be a cure. I can raise money and help people. People came before me, and the type of leukemia I have is called hairy cell leukemia, and it was first studied at Ohio State, and it was untreatable. So back, in the 40s when it was discovered, if you had hairy cell leukemia, you knew you were going to die. So I benefit from those people that came before me and the research that was done. So hopefully I can help raise money and help somebody else benefit from my walk with leukemia. One of my really good friends has cancer, and he told me that every cancer patient goes through the why me stage. And I didn't feel like, why me? I felt like, why not me? And I'm glad it's me and not my kids. One of the scriptures that kept coming up in my life, even before I knew I had leukemia, was Jeremiah 29:11 through 14. And it talks about how God has a plan for your life, plan to prosper and a hope and a future. And that's part of where I've got the name Ray of Hope from my team.